Hey guys, welcome to Silva Linings Playbook. Week 4 is almost in the books. There's 2 games left on Monday night, but I couldn't wait to talk to you guys about the Sunday night game between Green Bay and Dallas. So let's go. Sunday night football, Green Bay and the Dallas Cowboys. I called it the game of the year going into it. It ended in a 40-40 tie. I'm not sure that qualifies for game of the year, but it was interesting to say the least. In my opinion, it was a loss for both teams because Green Bay, the way they had played in the first 2 weeks, should have rolled over Dallas. Dallas's defense has been horrible, giving up tons of points as they did again. It seemed that Green Bay should have been the better team on paper and by performance so far, but as it turns out, it's just a 40-40 tie, and I gotta say, it left me quite disappointed. The Dallas defense is not good. They did have a blocked point after a touchdown that they returned for 2 points, which turned out to be huge, those 2 points. George Pickens, he had a great game with CeeDee Lamb unable to play. Pickens was phenomenal. The Packers had looked like Super Bowl contenders after the 2-0 start. Now, 2 straight disappointing games. Jordan Love had a huge fumble towards the end of the first half, which led to a Dallas touchdown. And in my opinion, that turned the momentum of the game around. I mean, Jordan Love had a good game. He put up all those points, and Micah Parsons alluded to it in his post-game press conference about how well Jordan Love played. But I'm seeing some things with him, like he's holding the ball too long and forcing things and just missed opportunities. I felt like a little missed opportunities. He seemed a little uncertain. And why does Jerry Jones keep dogging Micah Parsons? I mean, clearly he's upset he let Micah get away. It's as much his fault as anybody's, if not completely his fault, because it's his team, it's his rules. He's the general manager. He decided not to pay Micah. He let Micah go to Green Bay for Clark, I think is the defensive tackle's name. He had to include Clark in the deal because it was going to stop the run. When's that going to happen? Because they didn't stop the run last night. Josh Jacobs had a big game. He had a more impact actually as a receiver than a runner, but he was running up and down the field on them. But again, in the post game, Jerry Jones, when asked like why he didn't sign Micah Parsons, I'm just going to read it. When asked why did he pay Dak Prescott instead of Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones said, quote, "Dak was indispensable in my mind and Micah wasn't." Are you kidding me right now, Jerry? Did you see your defense? I mean, as much as your defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, likes to blitz, I think Micah Parsons would have fit in really, really well with your defense. It probably would have helped to have someone like Micah on your team to stop Josh Jacobs and to shut down the wide receivers of Green Bay, but didn't seem to happen. But he insists on going after Micah Parsons, even after the tie. I don't understand why he keeps dogging this guy. It's your fault, Jerry, that he's not there. You strung him along. You could have paid him last year. You could have paid him the year before. You could have paid him this year. But instead, you decided to trade him away and let him go to Green Bay. I'm sure you're happy with the tie, as it seems to be. You seem to be happy with the tie. I don't know why you'd be happy with a tie. In my opinion, ties don't work in the NFL. You know, it's super frustrating. It's going to screw up teams and their playoff hopes. I mean, maybe Dallas winds up being a playoff team. Green Bay was looking like they're going to be a playoff team, but they look like they need to fix some things because their defense the last 2 weeks is not good. They were a top 10 defense last year, and they looked strong the first 2 weeks of the season. I mean, and even in the loss to Cleveland, they only gave up 17 points, which is not a lot. But last night they gave up 40, and Dak Prescott threw the ball all over the yard, hitting George Pickens, making amazing passes towards the end of the game that led to the overtime and had the comeback. They made Dak look like the best quarterback in the NFC, maybe in the league right now, but definitely in the NFC East. But I just don't understand why Jerry Jones insists on going after Micah Parsons with all this petty BS and all these little underhanded comments, which are really unnecessary at this point. Jerry, it's your choice. I'm sure you're hurt that he decided to leave or even suggested leaving. But the way you treat these guys and don't pay them, you did it to Dak, you did it to CeeDee Lamb, you did it to Emmitt Smith. It goes all the way back to the beginning. You did it to Ezekiel Elliott. I think he's still smarting when he paid Ezekiel Elliott after Elliott signed his big contract. He didn't play up to the stats and the standards that he had set prior to the big contract. So I think ever since then, Jerry Jones has been super hesitant to pay these guys. But now, there's another big game for the NFL. Sunday Night Football had another tight, exciting game. But to end in a 40-40 tie is just unbelievable. Like, I feel like it's time for the NFL to do away with the possibility of a tie. It's time. I feel like it's time to embrace and take in the college football overtime rules. I mean, they've already embraced other ideas with the dynamic kickoff that they have this year, which have been leading to very exciting plays in all the games this year and big returns and great field position for teams. So they were open to change, but I think it's time for the NFL Rule Committee to look hard at these ties. It really doesn't serve any purpose. It screws with the playoff picture at the end of the year, and it's just going to muck up all the things to figure out who's going to make the playoffs or not make the playoffs. And it's going to just mess up all these tiebreaker opportunities. And it just looks weird with a tie. Packers are 2-1-1, and the Cowboys are 1-2-1. I mean, it's just weird. Ties need to be done away with. That's why I had to jump on here, because I was so excited and so looking forward to this game, and it was exciting. It was disappointing to see the Packers sort of allow the Cowboys to look like they're a Super Bowl contender scoring 40 points on them, but it's just as bad for the Cowboys to allow another team to put 40 points up on them. I mean, Dallas's defense is horrible. Clark is not who they got in the Micah Parsons trade, is not doing anything to stop the run. I mean, he's playing fine, but he's the only guy. He needs help. The defense is just bad. They're pressuring, and then they're getting beat with big plays. And I don't see Dallas doing anything in the NFC or making the playoffs. And going back to the quote where Jerry said, Dak is indispensable in my mind, and Micah wasn't. So let me get this straight. He's been saying all week how they didn't win anything with Micah. They didn't win the Super Bowl with Micah. So why do we need Micah? Well, you paid Dak Prescott $60 million a year to be your quarterback. He's indispensable. Guess what, Jerry? You haven't won anything with Dak, and it doesn't seem like you're going to either. I mean, there's no Super Bowls. There's no playoffs. The last time they were in the playoffs, I believe it was against Green Bay, and Green Bay put up a 45 on them, and then they put 40 up on them tonight. So I guess that's an improvement. It's 5 less points, but you didn't get the win. You got an unsatisfying tie. It now screws up the whole playoff picture towards the end of the year, and you're still throwing stones at Micah Parsons. Look, Jerry, you made your bed. Lie in it. Micah's gone. He's not coming back. You got to deal with it. Your team's a mess. You should probably stop being the GM, because you're holding this team back with your decisions and the way you negotiate with players. I don't see how you're happy with a tie. I don't get it. I guess maybe just not letting them win is enough for you. I feel really sorry for the Cowboys fans, because this has been going on for years now with these teams with all this hope and promise in the preseason, and every Cowboys fan thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl every year. But then this stuff happens, and you get off to a slow start. You have disappointing performances on the field. You pay guys a bunch of money and now they're hurt and they can't play. You pay guys a bunch of money and they make exciting games, but you don't get a win. And you're in the middle of the NFC East and it doesn't really look good. I mean, fortunately for the Cowboys, I mean, besides the Eagles, who improved to 4-0, everybody else in that division is struggling. So maybe there's a chance they get into like a second place position and, it's a long season. Maybe they can turn it around. But the way their defense looks right now, you're not going to beat anybody. Defense wins championships. Their defense sucks right now. There's no championship on the horizon. In my opinion, I can't see it happening. I just don't understand it. Stop talking about Micah Parsons. Start worrying about your team. You're screwing things up, Jerry, and it's time to get down to business. It's not fair to the fans. I mean, if you like 40-40 ties, I guess Sunday Night Football was super satisfying to you. But to me, I was really looking forward to that game, and I wanted to see one of these teams emerge. Like like the Packers are doing well. They're getting better. The Cowboys, maybe they're not as bad as we thought. I got neither of those things. I'm still left with a whole bunch of questions. I'm worried about the Packers and their defense now. The Cowboys defense has been horrible all 4 games so far this year. You're very lucky for a tie, and if you're satisfied with ties, then I guess that's good for you and your fans. I doubt very highly that the Cowboys fans are happy with a 40-40 tie. That's just my opinion. I had to get that out. I couldn't wait the whole week. That's it for this installment of Silva Linings Playbook. I'll be back with more talk about other games this week, but I had to get that off my chest as soon as possible. Get ready for Monday Night Football. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next installment of Silva Linings Playbook.